So the fact that you're about to watch the next video is telling me that maybe, just maybe, you're feeling stuck right now. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lost in the path that you're going down. And maybe you've come to this point right now where you're starting to feel like you're just no longer excited about what you're doing. And as a matter of fact, you're starting to feel like this normal life that society seems to be pushing out onto us is not a right fit for you. And you start to realize that you're starting to miss out on a lot of opportunities that could allow you to be able to experience the life that you always wanted. And maybe that sounds like having more freedom, more geographical freedom, to be able to go out there and experience the things that you always wanted to experience. Now, if I may, I'd love to be able to share a little bit with you my story so you know where I'm coming from. My name is Matt Lauzon. I live just outside of Ottawa, Canada, and just a few years ago, I came to a point in my life where I felt completely lost. As a matter of fact, I felt stuck in this so-called normal life. And the thing is to the outside world, everything seemed perfect. As a matter of fact, I was well paid. I had a really cool job. As a matter of fact, I was on a path of a successful corporate career, proven to be because I actually got promoted 4 times within 5 years of working for this company. Making my way as a national sales manager, traveling the country, and on top of that, I had a company car, I had a travel expense account, I had all the health benefits that you ever wanted, and I had even the pension plan that we so deemed to be so precious. But the thing is that in that space, I didn't feel excited about what I was doing. And over and above that as well too, in my personal life, I had a $400,000 house, I was dating a beautiful girl, and at the same time I had all the fancy furniture, I even had all the latest tech, but even with everything that seemed so perfect, I felt empty. And I felt lost. And I felt like I didn't belong there. And the thing is as well too, is that I was living with so much stress and anxiety every single day, trying to fit into people's expectations, trying to fit into society's expectations. I was trying so hard to look good and to be accepted. And because I was trying so hard to fit in, this stress and anxiety got so severe that one day I had to actually rush to the emergency room because I thought I was having a heart attack. And when a doctor did some tests and told me that everything was fine with me, that's when I discovered that something had to seriously change. So at that point, what I did is I went on a quest to discover what is it that I really want out of life, to discover who I really am, and to discover what is it that I want to experience, and what path do I want to go down to. And maybe you've been feeling the same way, and maybe you're in that same space right now. So let me tell you a little bit about what I discovered. So first of all, I didn't know where to even begin, but what I started to do is that I started to learn again. I started to surround myself with inspiration and motivation and information. As a matter of fact, I watch a lot of YouTube videos such as the one you're about to watch, and I started to listen to podcasts on the radio instead of the music. I actually started to read books, which I used to hate doing before, but I found myself really interested in reading books all of a sudden. And one of the books that really made a difference in my life was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And that's when I learned that it is truly possible for anyone to generate passive income and generate financial wealth so that they can be financially free to be able to live the life that they always wanted. And one of the concepts that he was talking about was having a business that runs on systems that allow you to generate passive income even if you're not working in the business. And then I read The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and that's when I learned that there are people out there running online businesses from their laptop that generate passive income even when they're sleeping. And so I fell in love with those two concepts, but I didn't even know where to begin. So what I started doing is I started to search online. I started to search for ideas. I even thought about having my own products, but I didn't even know where to even begin. So I started to look at different ways to generate an income online. I started to sign up to all these programs. And in fact, I started to invest in some training programs, but although very informational, a lot of them left me empty-handed and with no real sense of direction. And then it wasn't until I discovered this different education system that is actually teaching people how to start an online business from scratch, even if you have no experience or products. And I found myself very intrigued with what they had to offer. And initially, it started with a free video series, and of course, like anyone else, I'd be skeptical with all of it. But the further that I went in, the further I discovered that it's so much more than just understanding how to build an online business and how to do some online marketing. As a matter of fact, what they've been teaching me is they've been teaching me how to rediscover who I really am, and helping me to create a brand and a business that surrounds me as an individual based on my own values, based on my purpose, and based on my own vision and mission. And that has been truly transformational because I've been surrounding myself with like-minded people who are on the same path of discovering that for themselves and being able to create a life of fulfillment and freedom that allows them to be able to experience the things that they always wanted to experience. So if you're at that same point right now where you're starting to feel like you're just fed up to trade all your time for money, doing something that's unexciting and unfulfilling, and you want to finally find what is your purpose, what is your reason for being here, and you want to start generating income, the income that you always deserve to have, so that you can then have the financial freedom and the time freedom to be able to experience the things that you always wanted to experience. And if that's the case, then what I want to do is I want to share with you all of the best resources that I came across with on my journey that has been helping me become the person that I am today. And some of them are going to be free and some of them might be required to be paid, but all I want to do is I want to be a resource to you. And those that are going to be paid program is not going to be anything that I haven't experienced myself. So what I'm going to do here is I'm including a link on the screen. It's going to be top right on your mobile, bottom left on your computer, or it could be right at the bottom of the screen here where you're going to see a button, or you can click through and then you're going to go to my website, and if you enter your name and email address, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you those same resources I came across with. And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the free video series that got me started on my digital entrepreneurial journey. And in there, my mentors, Stuart and Jay, are going to teach you how you can start an online business from scratch. And they're going to show you what's possible in the digital economy today and how you can begin even if you have never done this before. And even if you have never built a website before. Now, let me tell you one thing, however, is that you might be thinking, well, this might be too good to be true. Well, let me tell you one thing. Too good to be true in the world that we live in today is almost impossible to even believe or even think about, because let's face it, you look online and you see a whole bunch of people that are actually generating income through either a business, through being an influencer maybe on YouTube, or through maybe having an e-commerce store. And there's so many different ways that they're out there replacing their income. And you don't have to be the next Mark Zuckerberg and come up with the next social media. And you don't have to be the next guy who's going to reinvent the next Uber app. No, you just have to find ways to sell profitable products online that allows you to create passive income and that runs on systems, and learn these skills. And once you do so and be able to replace your income and then be able to scale from there, then that's all you need. Because at the end of the day, all that matters and all that's really important is to be able to be free, to be able to experience the life that you always wanted to experience, and to be able to be fulfilled with what you're doing. And if you feel like you don't have any time to do this, then what I would suggest is look at the time that you spend and how you spend your time in your day. For me, when I began, I had the same excuse, and as a matter of fact, I thought that I didn't have the time to do this. But yet, I spent a couple hours every single night watching Netflix and playing another couple hours of video games. So when I started to shift things in my life and shift the priorities, that's when I started to truly accelerate. So if you're ready right now and you want to get started, you want to start learning more about what I'm doing, then what I would invite you to do is click through that link, put in your name and email address, and start checking out the videos that I'm going to share with you and some of the other resources I'm going to share with you, because all I want to do is I want to help you escape from this matrix, and I want to help you rediscover yourself so that way you can create the life you deserve, the life that you were meant to experience. A life that's in alignment with your true self, instead of being out of alignment and living in a space where you have to follow societal norms and, in the space of having the fear of judgment. All I want to do is really help you to create the life that you'd be happy about, excited about, and so joyful that you would jump out of bed in the morning. Because that's the goal that I have for myself, and that is my priority to experience every single day. And all I want to do is I want to share with you the same perspective, the same resources, the same tools that I use in order for me to create that same life. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.